Tonight, 3 high-profile events involving Bexar County Sheriff's Office deputies over the weekend, including 2 arrests. The murder suspect in the death of a Trinity University student back in court today. And a local university wants to address 2 social issues by building a smart home. Thanks for joining us for KSAT News at 9 tonight. I'm Myra Arthur. We begin with an effort to ease congestion along Bandera Road on the city's northwest side. TxDOT says understanding what's driving all of that traffic could be key to finding a solution. TxDOT found that a lot of drivers are using Bandera to head toward the medical center. The areas of heaviest travel were from Grissom Road to Loop 410. Drivers are also using Bandera from Mainland Drive and Gilboa Road to Eckerd Road, and those from Prue Road are heading north toward 1604. TxDOT says knowing this could play a role in how engineers make improvements.
A lot of data that's being obtained of where are the people traveling to, where's the public traveling from or to, what changes can be made to their destinations, how to get to point A, from point A to point B.
Past plans of adding an elevated highway and turning Bandera into a boulevard by adding more lanes, all of that's still on the table. TxDOT is looking for community input. It will host 2 public meetings to reveal the findings of its ongoing traffic study. You can find details of those meetings happening this week on our website at KSAT.com. A UTSA project has a big goal: address the needs of San Antonio's aging population and the need for eco-friendly buildings. Students and professors have designed a smart home that will be built at UTSA's downtown campus. Tiffany Huertas explains the idea and why those behind it believe it has a future.
Nearly 90% of San Antonians want to live and age in their own home and their communities.
A team of students and professors at UTSA joined forces to come up with a solution to fit the needs of people who want to age in their own home. They created a universally designed smart home.
If it's universally designed, aging in place designed, you'll be able to accommodate anyone that comes in. The sink and the induction cooktop will be able to move according to the height of the person. So if someone is in a wheelchair, they'll be able to roll under this area and have the sink go lower if necessary.
Fu Trin, a UTSA master student in architecture, uses virtual reality to give us a look inside the house that is filled with technology.
For the smart mirror itself, you can have it to where as you're brushing your teeth, you can have the news playing in the background, you can have the weather. This is also essentially just a smart refrigerator where you can have that controlled by your phone. Some fridges now, they have it to where as you connect it to your phone, you can see inside the fridge.
This home will be built at UTSA's downtown campus in front of the Monterey building. It's also designed to be energy efficient.
We are going to install energy batteries to generate own electricity through PV panels, store it, and then we can use it when the sun is not out.
Once the construction is complete, they want to open this house to the public for feedback.
What I would actually really like to do as part of this is to invite community members to come in and look at the house and possibly spend time in it to tell us as researchers if this is really something that they would live in.
Once it's complete, students and staff will be able to continue their work from inside this house and continue researching all these types of structures. Now, this will begin by early next year. Myra?
Thank you, Tiffany. 3 high-profile incidents involving Bexar County Sheriff's deputies over this past weekend. The KSAT 12 defenders have learned that a deputy involved in a disturbance at a Northwest Side sports bar overnight was intoxicated and later tracked down by police. He has not been charged, but a sheriff's office spokesperson confirmed Internal Affairs has opened an investigation. This comes the same weekend another deputy, Gabriel Pena, was arrested for family violence in an unrelated incident. The Bexar County District Attorney has rejected the charges filed by the Sheriff's Office, but BCSO says that deputy will remain on unpaid administrative leave pending the investigation. Also this weekend, Deputy Floyd Berry was taken into custody on 3 counts of official oppression. He's accused of repeatedly conducting improper strip searches on half a dozen women. Pena and Berry are the 17th and 18th BCSO deputies arrested this year. A man killed Sunday at the Rim Shopping Center, identified today. A volcano erupts in New Zealand, turning deadly, and now several people are missing tonight. And a woman who raised 2 tigers is attacked by them at an animal sanctuary. Here's tonight's 9 at 9. A man San Antonio police say was targeted in a deadly shooting at the Rim Shopping Center Sunday, identified today as Savon Kyle. Kyle had a lengthy arrest record, including a charge for murder in 2017. That charge was later dismissed. So far, no arrests in Kyle's death have been made. The FBI is now investigating the deadly attack on a Florida naval base as an act of terrorism. Investigators are trying to figure out if the suspected gunman, Saudi national Mohammed al-Shamrani, had help in planning the attack that killed 3 U.S. soldiers. They're also looking into claims that al-Shamrani watched videos of mass shootings in front of his friends just days before the attack.
Authorities say they're looking into his social media accounts, phone records, interviewing anyone that may have known him, and also looking into possible ties he may have had with outside terror groups.
At least 5 people killed in New Zealand and several others are missing after a volcano eruption. Rescue crews were having trouble accessing the island because the ground was covered with volcanic material.
Has quietened down, but we can't be certain there won't be another eruption in the next 24 hours.
6 pets killed in a northeast Bexar County house fire. The 6 people who lived in the home all made it out safely.
As for what caused this fire, the Bexar County Fire Marshal just arrived on scene, will begin its investigation. As for the 6 members of the family that have been displaced from this fire, the Red Cross will be assisting them.
An Arizona man caught on camera pushing a woman out of her wheelchair and trying to run away with it. A bystander who saw what was going on stepped in to stop that man and got the wheelchair back for the woman. The suspect was arrested days later with the help of thousands of people who saw that footage of what happened and shared his photo online. The founder of a California animal sanctuary injured by 2 tigers.
The Bengal took both of his paws and wrapped around her legs, and she fell down. Another one jumped on her and began to pull on her.
The woman has years of experience with large cats, but experts say no matter how familiar a person is with the animals, there is always a safety risk. The woman is now recovering at a hospital and plans to get back to her work at the sanctuary once she's released. NASA is getting closer to lifting off a rocket that will once again send American astronauts to the moon, but it's expected to come at a high cost. The space agency anticipates each launch of the Space Launch System could cost as much as $1.6 billion. NASA is still negotiating with Boeing over the price for the rockets. Walt Disney Studios says Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker could trigger seizures in people with photosensitivity. Disney issued a statement with the Epilepsy Foundation warning viewers that several scenes include imagery and sustained flashing lights. This video of a California police sergeant shows the officer rescuing a cat. The sergeant noticed that its head was stuck in a ramen noodle bag. On top of that, the cat was being chased and harassed by a dog. Once the animal was freed, it ran off as fast as it could. To read more about these 9 stories, go to ksat.com/news at 9. Sarah Spivey with us tonight. We got a cold front knocking on our door. This one's going to be the real deal.
It's going to pack a punch, Myra, and we really haven't seen a very strong cold front in a few weeks, so you'll notice just how blustery it is tomorrow. Do you like the colder weather?
I do, but for a short amount of time.
Okay, well, it'll be with us for a short amount of time.
That's why it's great living here.
There you go. All right, well, let's take a look at the time lapse today. Beautiful sunset with those cirrus clouds. We actually got up to 78 degrees today, which is quite warm. In fact, it's 13 degrees above average this time of year, but we're going to say goodbye to above average temperatures because right on our doorstep right now is this cold front. Notice in San Antonio it's still in the 70s, but just up near Rock Springs temperatures are starting to dip into the 50s. Wider view here, you can see how cold this air mass is. Temperatures up in the panhandle of Texas in the 30s, 33 degrees in Amarillo. So there's that front right now again, right on our doorstep. In fact, over the next couple of hours, we may see a thin line of showers, but the real band of rain is currently up near the Dallas area. Notice that even near the Red River, there's some snow starting to form. So Folks in DFW may wake up to snow tomorrow morning. Let's take a look at the futurecast. Again, we're going to have areas of scattered light rain all during the first part of the day. Still, some of it could be significant. We could be looking at 1/4 of an inch of rainfall, much needed rainfall, by the way. December has been practically dry as a bone, but by tomorrow, temperatures are going to fall into the 40s. We're in the 70s right now. During the day tomorrow, we'll spend the most of the day in the 40s. In the hill country, some people will dip down into the 30s. But with these winds potentially gusting up to 40 miles per hour, wind chill values will be in the 30s tomorrow. So again, bundle up. I've got the short sleeves on. You'll see me in those long sleeves tomorrow. Futurecast showing that we'll be clearing out by early Wednesday morning. That'll allow our temperatures to fall even more so that by the start of Wednesday, we'll be waking up near freezing. Let's break it down for you in the day planner. 7 a.m. 45. It'll be pretty rainy with light rain, up to 1/4 of an inch of rain, still in the 40s around noon. A little bit of clearing in the afternoon might pop us up into the 50s, but it'll still be windy all day with winds from the north at 15 to 25 miles per hour. A lot of us have those inflatable Christmas decorations. Look at Tuesday's gust forecast, gusting up to 40 miles per hour. So unfortunately, if you do have those inflatables, I would go ahead, deflate them and tie them down, because Frosty will be across the street if you're not careful and take care of that. So let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. As we take a wider image of the 7-day forecast, what you'll notice is that temperatures will be staying in the 50s for both tomorrow and Wednesday, and then we'll be in the 60s by Thursday and warming up into the 70s by Saturday and Sunday, with temperatures close to 80 degrees before another front arrives on Monday.
All right, it's almost here. Thanks, Sarah. The latest now on the presidential impeachment inquiry. Democrats on the House Judiciary Committee held a 10-hour hearing today, and now it appears they may be ready to draft articles of impeachment against President Donald Trump. So what does that mean? That could happen tomorrow morning. Now, to impeach a president, those articles must each be passed by a simple majority of the 435 members of the House. If that happens, a trial would be held in the Senate. House members would act as prosecutors, senators as jurors, and the Supreme Court's Chief Justice would act as the judge. 2/3 of the United States' 100 senators have to find the president guilty for him to officially be removed from office. That's never happened in U.S. history. Presidents Andrew Johnson and Bill Clinton were impeached by the House, but later acquitted in the Senate. You're watching KSAT News at 9, and we'll be back in just 1 minute.
This SA Salute holiday greeting is brought to you by Broadway Bank.
Hi, I'm Rachel Spice from Broadway Bank in San Antonio, Texas. From my family to yours, I'd like to wish you all in the Armed Forces a happy holidays. We appreciate you, we're very thankful, and we wish you a safe return. Thank you.
KSAT 12 , 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1
Here at home, testimony continued today in the murder trial of Mark Howerton, the man accused of killing a Trinity University student. A Guadalupe County detective spoke in court today about how cell phone tracking was used to investigate claims made by Howerton about what happened the night that his girlfriend, Kaylee Mandotti, died.
We had two different types of data. We had the cell site location information, which comes from the cell phone companies, and the GPS data that came from the actual handsets themselves that were downloaded from their actual devices.
Howerton claimed the couple had pulled over on their way to Houston to have consensual sex and that she later passed out and stopped breathing. But prosecutors say Howerton beat Mandotti to death. Medical experts testified that she died from blunt force trauma to the head and face. Howerton faces up to life in prison if convicted of murder. Let's turn now to some of tonight's top stories. The FBI was justified in investigating ties between the Trump presidential campaign and Russia in 2016. That's the finding of the Justice Department's Inspector General. The Inspector General releasing a 435-page report on the subject today. It found that the FBI properly opened its investigation into Russian election interference. It also rebutted President Donald Trump's claims that the FBI illegally spied on his campaign. But the Inspector General did find major errors in how the agency conducted its investigation. For example, the report criticized how FBI leaders and employees dealt with Trump campaign advisor Carter Page. The report specifically called out how agents handled 4 applications for surveilling Page under the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. The Supreme Court has rejected a challenge to a Kentucky abortion ultrasound law. That law requires a doctor performing a pre-abortion ultrasound to describe the image and make the fetal heartbeat audible to a patient. Challengers argue this violated the First Amendment by making patients see images they may not want to see. Kentucky argued the law as part of an informed consent process. White Castle is recalling frozen burgers due to listeria concerns. Some of the products included in the recall: 6 packs of burgers, cheeseburgers, and jalapeno cheeseburgers. Larger 16-pack versions of the hamburgers and cheeseburgers also part of this recall. All the products have best buy dates of August 2020. The most wonderful time of the year is also the busiest time of the year for postal services. In this week's Adulting Hack, RJ Marquez tells us about some shipping deadlines you'll need to know about to make sure those gifts get under the Christmas tree in time, and you can save yourself some time and some money.
Christmas Day is around the corner, so now is the time to think about holiday shipping deadlines. First up, the U.S. Postal Service. If you want your package to arrive by the 25th and pay standard delivery, you have to get it to the post office by this Saturday, the 14th. The deadline for first class is December 20th, and it's all priority after that. If you want to go with UPS Ground, then you will have to get your package delivered by this Friday, the 13th. The deadline for UPS 3-Day Select is December 19th. FedEx gives you a few extra days to send packages. The deadline for ground and home delivery for FedEx is December 16th. FedEx also has an Express Saver for the 19th and then 2-day options on December 20th. What about Amazon? Prime members can place orders for delivery by Christmas Day and with no minimum purchase, but dates can vary by item and delivery speed. December 22nd is the last day for free delivery, while the 23rd is the last day for free 1-day delivery on millions of items. Some other tips: keep in mind that for all these carriers, the more you wait, the more you will have to pay. Also be prepared to wait in long lines. All 3 major carriers expect to deliver a record number of packages this holiday season. And finally, keep in mind that the Postal Service's busiest time of the season is 2 weeks before Christmas, which is this Wednesday. For The 9, RJ Marquez.
Adulting Hacks, just one of the series that we feature here on the News at 9. Here's a look at the lineup of some of the others that we have. Tune in tomorrow night for an all-new edition of our consumer series, Money It's Personal. Let's go to KSAT.com right now to find out what is trending tonight with Ferris Sabawi.
Well, Myra, I know it's Monday, but you know, the good thing is with Mondays is you can come back to KSAT.com while you're at work, and we got a lot of good stories
And
there.
there's plenty of stuff trending.
I love it. I love it. Love being here. But our first story is something we came out with over the weekend, actually, and it's a really good, feel-good story. Really just about what some love and care can do for a dog.
For a dog that came into the custody of ACS, right? Animal Care Services, in bad shape.
Yeah, now this dog's name is Rummy. And it was a dog that they found with some really bad mange conditions. They're talking hairless, really struggled to eat, a ton of scabs everywhere. And they really had to put a lot of work on this dog and work with Rummy. But Rummy was actually able to, fully heal. And the good news is Rummy now has a forever family.
Oh, that's wonderful. And you see the before and the after pictures and what a difference.
It's astounding to see that difference. It's really incredible. And, the great news is Rummy's even going to obedience training now. So it just goes to show you, it doesn't matter where you start. It just matters where you end up. You can always go back to school if anything else doesn't work out.
That's awesome. I'm glad there's a happy ending.
Well, and Myra, with Christmas around the corner, everyone is talking about their favorite Christmas movie, what they like to watch.
Yes.
So recently, House Method actually interviewed a bunch of Texans and put out a list for every state in the country about what their favorite Christmas movie is. It turns out in Texas, right here, it's A Christmas Story.
And that to me makes sense.
Yeah, I think
Does it make sense to you?
I think it's a really classic one.
Yeah.
I think it's something, I understand it wasn't really well received at the time, but really it became a cult classic over the years. And who doesn't want a Red Ryder BB gun?
I was actually at a event this weekend where they were auctioning one off, and I heard many people say, "You'll shoot your eye."
Yeah, yeah, it's really an incredible movie. No surprise here. There were a couple of other choices. Elf came in second, and then followed by Home Alone and It's a Wonderful Life. When I love all of those too. It's really hard to pick.
I know. I'm trying to get to them all before Christmas gets here.
And lastly, Myra, what do we get when we mix Santa and cocaine?
It's just, why is that a question, Ferris?
The answer is a terrible Christmas sweater.
That's, okay, what happened?
Well, so here's the thing. Apparently online on Walmart's Canada website, on their Canadian websites, you could buy this really sort of crude looking sweater of Santa. It says "Let it snow" on the bottom there, and there's a couple of lines of what appears to be snow, we'll say. For
What?
Yeah.
What is this? Who?
It's not.
There's a lot of questions. I don't know what this was supposed to be. Was that what it was supposed to be?
I guess so. So they reached out to Walmart for comment, and Walmart said that this was a third-party vendor who was selling online through Walmart Canada, and that it got through the filters apparently. It would have made a great ugly Christmas sweater. I'd imagine it would have won some contests. I don't know.
It would have grabbed some attention, but Walmart's not selling this on their Canadian website anymore.
Not anymore. So you're going to have to go to the black market for the rest of them, unfortunately.
Good luck with that.
I believe in you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Ferris.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
This is your daily tech and business briefing from Cheddar. Disney is nearing $10 billion from box offices worldwide this year, fueled by ticket sales from its new movie, Frozen 2. Disney is also expected to get two big boosts, one from the Star Wars film The Rise of Skywalker, and the other from Fox titles the company is set to acquire. This has been Disney's best year yet at the box office. And the Danish company Astralis Group is going to go public today, becoming the first professional esports team to list shares on the public markets. The company says it has a proven business model and expects to raise a large sum of money. The listing could entice other teams to go public. Well, Tesla will now begin charging drivers a fee to use premium data services starting New Year's Day. Tesla owners will now choose between free standard connectivity or premium connectivity for $10 a month. The tiered pricing will only affect customers who bought their Teslas after June of 2018. And that's your Cheddar Business and Tech Update. I'm Kristen Scholler from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange.
Thanks for being with us tonight here on the News at 9. I'm Myra Arthur. We're glad you're watching. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Good night.